I set down right here. It says, yesterday we discussed naming and classifying angle pairs. Use the diagram on the right and list pairs of each type of angle. I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and I want you to look at that diagram and to write as many pairs of every type of angle on 1 through 5 that you can, and then we're going to circle around the room and see how many we can get. Okay? 1 through 5, list as many vertical angles, as many supplementary angles. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes. All right, if you don't have all of these, that's totally fine. This is notes, so write them down. I just want to see how many you were able to identify on your own, remembering our vocab from yesterday. Okay, Ethan, give me one pair of vertical. 9, 13. No. 9 and 10. Nope, vertical. You want to share your vertex, go in opposite directions. Monica, what do you have for vertical? Passing? Isaac? 9, 14. 9 and 14 would work. So if you have these wrong, fix them. Fix them. Aspen? 10 and 13. 10 and 13 would work. Abby? 11 and 16 would work. Taylor? 15 and 12. I think that's all of them, correct? I think there's only 4. Okay. Ireland, supplementary. Ooh, careful. That's vertical. Caitlin? Yeah, you do. No? Okay. Gage? 9 and 10 would be 1. No. She said 10 and 13. Didn't she? She said, did you say 9 and 13, Ireland? You did? Yeah, she said 10. I was going to say 9 and 13 is 1. Let's just put that down because now we've talked about it. 9 and 13. Breck, what you got? 13 and 14. 13 and 14 would work. Lincoln? 15 and 16 would work. Sam? 11 and 15 would work. Nick? 15 and 16. Got that one. Got any others? 14 and 10. 14 and 10, very good. Max, do you have any more? Got that one. I think there's only, are we missing 1? 2? 12 and 16. And got that one. 9, 9, 11 and 12. Very good, 11 and 12. 10, 10, 11, 11. Bless you. 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15. There we go. That's all of them. Good job. 3, 6, 8. Miss Olivia, corresponding. 9 and 11. Nicely done. Yes. Ronald. 10 and 12. 10 and 12. Micah. 14 and 16. There's one more. Levi, do you know it? 13 and 15. Nicely done. Caden, alternate interior. 13, 12. Careful. That's alternate. Oh. Go up one. 14 and 11. 14 and 11. Very good. Toby? 10 and 15. 10 and 15. Nicely done. Caleb, alternate exterior. 9 and 16. Thank you, Toby. 13 and 12. 13 and 12. Thank you, Kaylee Ann. Okay. Nicely done. This is how you want to be able to identify. And some of you are like, I'm really good at this one, I'm not so sure on this one, or I'm really good at this one, I'm iffy. And just practice more and more and more and more. Okay, repetition there. When two parallel lines, P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L, when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, how many angles are formed? 8. So this diagram shows you a transversal, remember, slices 2 or more lines. When it slices 2 lines, you end up with 8 angles every single time. Now the numbers are different, like up above we use 9 through 16. or they're in a different order. We can use angle relationships to find all of the missing degrees. If you give me one of those angles, I can tell you all of the other 7. Remember, alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, and vertical are always equal. Sometimes you'll see the word congruent. Congruent, sorry, I'll get out of your way, means equal. They're the same degree measure. Supplementary angles add to equal 180. Okay? All right, so we flip it over. If you know the measure of one angle, you can use your knowledge of supplementary and vertical angles to find the measure of 3 angles on the same line. So if they tell us angle 1 is 105, they've already filled in 75, 75, and 105, but somebody tell me, how did they get those degrees? If all I was going to tell you was that 1 is 105, how could I figure out 2, 3, or 4? Max? And why do you get to do what angle relationship do those two have? Very good. Supplementary angles form a line. They make 180 degrees. So he said if you took 180 minus 105, you'd end up with 75, and that would fill in blank number 2. Nicely done. Okay? So how, based off of those two, now how am I going to find out 3 and 4?
Since they're like opposites from each other,
okay, and what are the name of those angles? What is the technical name for them? The vocab word. Nope, vertical angles. Very good. 2 and 3 are opposites of one another. They share that same hinge. So they're vertical angles, which means they are the same degree measure. So if angle 2 is 75, that means angle 3 is 75. And 1 and 4 is the same scenario. If angle 1 is 105, angle 4 is 105. Fine and dandy, Miss Hoff, but that only got us 1, 2, 3, and 4. You told me you could figure out all 8. So how in the world do I figure out 5, 6, 7, and 8? But why? You got to use angle relationships. What angle relationship allows that to happen? Which ones? What angles are corresponding?
5, 6, 7, 8.
No.
2, 6, 4, 8.
Okay, 2 is corresponding to 6. Agreed? You have your upside down F. And corresponding angles are equal. So that means angle 6 is 75 degrees. Okay, how do I figure out another angle? 1 and 5 are corresponding. So then angle 5 is 105. Now question, I know you guys are going to continue to give me corresponding. Do I have to keep using corresponding? Why not? You could use alternate exterior. You could use alternate, well, we have all the interiors, right? You know what else you could use at this point? Vertical, right? So this is when some people get frustrated with geometry. They're like, well, I didn't use alternate interior. I did alternate exterior, and then I did supplementary, and then I did vertical. But I got the same numbers. Yep. And people get frustrated. But this is how I kind of relate it. Do every single one of us drive to Sioux Falls the same exact route? But do we all end up at Sioux Falls? Yeah. Okay. So we may not all take the same route of how we got our angles. As long as you're moving angle relationships, you're good. So angle 7 is how many degrees? 75, and angle 8 is 105. Okay, let's see if you can use your angle relationships now. Complete the table in the figure below. I want to know the degrees of all these angles. Everybody see right here, they told us this is 43. Okay? Now, you guys on your own, use supplementary, vertical, corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, and find for me the measure of angles 1 through 7. You ready, Jay? I left with Kaylee on the last one, so I'm starting with you. Okay? What's the first angle you found? Where at? Which angle? Like which? They gave you 43. What's the very first angle in this group that you found? I just want to, like, if I give you 43, what's the first thing you did on this? Which angle did you find? 1 through 7. Angle 4. And how are these two related? What's the angle relationship? Corresponding. So angle 4 is how many degrees? Perfect. That's exactly what I want to know. Perfect. Okay? 43 degrees. So now she went here. Does that mean everybody had to go to angle 4 next? No, some of you might not have. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. If I was given 43 and 43, somebody tell me another one based just what Miss Hoff has up here I could find next. Isaac? 6 is? Why? Very good. It's vertical. Nicely done. Now with this information, Kaylee Ann is? Why? Is that the only thing she could say she knows 43 by? Or angle 2 by?
No, that is also interior.
It's also corresponding down to number 6, right? And it's also alternate interior to angle 4. Okay? Micah, what you got next?
Find number 1.
Okay?
I subtract 43.
And you get
137.
137. And why did you get to do that? What angle relationship do you have? Supplementary. You could go this way or you could go this way, right? Okay? Who can tell me my next one based off of what we filled in? Isaac already answered. Taylor?
You can do 5, and it's 137
Why?
because it is
Corresponding to angle 1, yes?
Yeah.
Okay?
And
Pause. Levi?
Number 3.
Yeah? Very good. So how many degrees is it? 137. Excellent. And Miss Abby?
7.
Very good. And there's a lot of reasons when you get down there, right? Okay? Awesome. This is exactly what you're doing today. Not only is it testing your vocab on do you remember what angles are, what angle relationships are, but moving those numbers around. Okay? You have a worksheet for homework today. This is what I'm going to tell you. Last class period, everybody got done with it. We corrected it. Then we played Kahoot. Are you good with that? Okay? But here's the deal. Everybody has to stay quiet. Work on it. When you get done, you can sit quietly or you can work on the homework. Don't get your laptop out, though, until we correct this. So read a book. But if I have to redirect you, we're not playing. 972.